Hey everyone, welcome back. So, today, we're diving into a full explainer of what is easily one of the most highly anticipated and frankly chaotic premieres on the entire internet right now, India's Got Latent Season 2. I mean, after a whole year away, the show is finally back and wow, it is literally bigger, wilder, and way more unpredictable than we've ever seen it. We're going to break down the absolute standout performances, the hilarious panel interactions, and those crazy moments that made this episode go instantly viral. Okay, let's just get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. To really grasp the sheer scale of this premiere, you literally just have to look at the opening minutes. The host, Samay Raina, perfectly nails that self-deprecating, roast-heavy vibe of the show with this absolutely brilliant quote when he's introducing Bollywood superstar Alia Bhatt. He jokes that being on this stage is the absolute peak of the show's existence, right? But then, in the same breath, teases that it's the lowest point of her highly decorated career. Honestly, it's just the perfect icebreaker. It immediately sets up this massive contrast between the totally unhinged, unfiltered world of internet comedy and, polished Bollywood royalty. It shows us right from the jump that absolutely nobody is safe.
Moving on to the star-studded panel, when Bollywood meets roast comedy.
So, looking at the lineup, the panel is just this fascinating mix. We've got Samay Raina steering the ship, obviously. Then there's Balraj, who just gets mercilessly roasted the whole time as the worst father. Apparently, he used his kid's birth date as a phone password and actually got locked out. Classic. Then we have comedy regular Ashish Glanki holding down the stand-up side of things, and then comes the Bollywood contingent. We've got Sharvari, who is jokingly introduced as Alia +1, kind of like they just opened up a Google form for her to join, and of course, Alia Bhatt herself. And you know what? She takes the roasts like an absolute champ. She even drops this witty running gag, thanking the Kapil Sharma show for their current success. The raw banter here is honestly top tier.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is Act 1, Suhasini's Bombay Melody, singing for a flat.
Picture this. Suhasini gets up there and performs this original song all about the hustle of Mumbai, singing about, running behind the city's fast-paced life. But the panel quickly uncovers the totally hilarious reality behind her lyrics. It turns out she had just moved from Delhi and was desperately trying to find a flat in Mumbai within 5 days. 5 days! The judges had kind of mixed reactions to the song itself. Samay actually joked that the Mumbai police were chasing her just like her lyrics, but man, her bright personality and that frantic apartment hunt completely won the whole room over.
Which brings us to the brilliantly absurd prize economy of Latent. Throughout the whole episode, contestants are offered these incredibly specific, almost random grand prizes. The panel is constantly pitching this supposedly heavily discounted, remarkably cheap AI plus Nova phone, along with all these shoutouts to Flipkart minutes. And hey, if you don't snag the phone, you might just get handed a giant tub of Avatar protein powder, which is the official wings-giving energy drink of the show. It totally flips those traditional, overly polished talent show tropes right on their head, and it is hilarious. So how did she do? In the end, Suhasini walked away with a pretty solid average score of 7 out of 10. And well, because she literally has exactly 5 days to survive the absolutely brutal Mumbai real estate market, Samay decided she probably needed the energy way more than the tech. So he generously gifted her a tub of that Avatar protein powder instead of the phone.
Next up, we hit the emotional core of the episode, with Act 2, Sukrit's acting and Bhuvan Bam. Tears, poetry, and a 10 out of 10.
Enters Sukrit. He's a Marathi theater actor who comes out on stage perfectly embodying this heartbroken, totally drunk character. And he delivers this beautifully written, deeply poignant poetry about the struggles of being an artist. He talks about dreaming of buying the world while not having a single penny in his pocket. But here's the kicker. The thing that absolutely stunned the panel, including Alia and Sharvari, he absolutely refused to break character during the entire interview, not even for a second. He was so incredibly convincing that the superstars actually had to ask if he was genuinely intoxicated. I mean, talk about commitment.
But then, the act took a super heartwarming turn. Sukrit revealed that he had genuinely cried in the past when internet creators like Samay and Bhuvan Bam were facing tough times. So, to honor that connection, Samay pulls out his AI plus phone and literally video calls Bhuvan Bam right there on stage. It was this unbelievable fan moment where Sukrit got to speak directly to his idol. And then, Bhuvan just casually drops the massive, pop culture shaking news that he is currently shooting Dindora Season 2. No way, right?
So for his flawless acting, his emotional depth, and that unbroken dedication to his character, Sukrit scored a perfect 10 out of 10 across the board. The panel was genuinely moved. And guess what?
he didn't get the protein powder. He proudly walked away with the brand new AI Plus phone and an epic group selfie with the entire panel. A huge win for sure.
Let's move to see how this builds in Act 3. Gajendra's Buffaloes and Sales, the Rajasthani Salesman.
Okay, so Gajendra launches into this hilarious bit calling out the hypocrisy of modern animal lovers. He points out how people only ever want aesthetic pets, right? Like dogs and cats, but nobody wants a buffalo? He argues that if you want a pet with real personality, a buffalo is vastly superior to a dog. His logic? Well, a dog will run behind you for a song, but a buffalo has pure attitude. You can honk a horn at it all day long, and it simply won't move. Honestly, hit the nail on the head. The panel was in absolute stitches over this flawless logic.
But get this, Gajendra wasn't just a comedian. He actually revealed he used to be a clothes salesman starting at the age of 13. So to test his skills, Samay challenges him to sell the sponsor's avatar protein to Bollywood star Sharvari. And guys, what followed was an absolute masterclass. First, he offers it for free, kind of guilt-tripping her by explaining his clip would get cut if he named another brand. Then he closes the deal by brilliantly pitching the protein as her new avatar for the sequel to her hit horror comedy movie Manja. I mean, it was a flawless on-the-spot sales pitch.
Thanks to his incredibly witty banter and that razor-sharp business acumen, Gajendra earned a massive average score of 9.5. He easily won over every single person in that room.
Now for the absolute absurdist peak of the show. Act 4, the Trump impersonator, handing out H-1B visas.
Picture this. A contestant walks out doing a rapid-fire, flawlessly accurate Donald Trump impersonation, and he just immediately takes control of the room. He's roasting the panel, calling the comedians names, disgusting, and offering everyone free H-1B visas. The whole thing completely bewildered Alia Bhatt. She actually admitted she was genuinely intimidated because he absolutely refused to break character for even a single second.
The highlights from this interview are just pure chaos. This Trump casually spoke Hindi, calling himself a fake gentleman. When they asked him to promote the avatar protein, he happily obliged, noting he liked it because it had no oil. He fiercely defended his wig as his real hair, and my favorite part, when questioned about global conflicts, he confessed he had no idea when the war would end because he thought they were literally just playing the video game Counter-Strike. It was just a brilliant, surreal piece of improvisational comedy.
His commitment to the bit was just undeniable, earning him a perfect 10 out of 10. And as a super special prize, Alia Bhatt actually gifted him a promotional t-shirt for her highly anticipated upcoming movie, Alpha, which, of course, the impersonator graciously accepted, totally in full character.
All right, bring us to the final stretch, final acts and wrap up, chaos with a cause. Right before wrapping up, we were treated to Samiksha. Now, she is a contestant who proudly admitted she possessed absolutely zero talent. She delivered this total masterclass in deadpan comedy, answering almost every question from the superstars with a flat no or yes. Yet her life facts were wild. She revealed she peed on Shah Rukh Khan's hands as a baby and had casually used Deepika Padukone's vanity bathroom. The whole episode then completely devolved into this joyous group dance party sparked by a pan shop rapper named Ajay. The vibes were just immaculate.
So the crucial point is this. Beneath all the absurd comedy, the ruthless roasts, the protein powder jokes, and the bizarre impersonations, there's actually a genuinely earnest, wholesome reality to Season 2. Samay Raina announced that all super chats and proceeds from this episode are being donated directly to the Salam Bombay Foundation. Yep, the goal of all this crazy internet chaos is actually to raise money to help kids living in slums achieve their dreams and, create a more equal world for them. It's awesome.
It really is a beautifully bizarre mix of talent, charity, and absolute internet anarchy. So, I'm going to leave you with this thought. Between the polished Bollywood superstars sitting on the panel, the raw emotional power of unbroken theater acting, and the sheer absurdist chaos of a Trump impersonator handing out visas, which act do you think truly showcased the most latent potential? Think about it. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you next time.